Welcome everyone to another episode of theBriceSide. We are here today about a mile northwest of the village of Madron to go visit the remains of a 12th century chapel along with the Celtic spring, the Holy Well, that's about 200 yards away from it. So let's go check it out. Hey Shadow. So there's a placard here saying Celtic Chapel and Wishing Well. Bit hard to make out there with the glare of the sun. And on the other side here we have this, just to say that this site is cared for by the Cornish Ancient Sites Protection Network. Alright. It's been raining quite a lot recently, so this path is quite muddy. I expect when we get into the ancient well, the sacred well, I expect it will be quite boggy. Now all the way on the left-hand side walking in on this path, there is a lot of boggy water that I assume will connect up with the holy well, sacred well. So I've actually never been here. I've been to Madron lots of times, but I've never actually been to the sacred well and the chapel. So we're on a bit of a mission to find it. Now I know that the well is off the trail. I know it's heavily overgrown in all this sort of brushy stuff. But hopefully we shall find it. Now you do see a lot of offerings at these sorts of sites. Lots of bits of rag, colourful rag, that are tied to the trees. So hopefully we should be able to see some of those soon, and that will point us in the right direction to the well itself. Over that, or to the left. We'll go over. Why the heck not? Now here's a pathway. Let's have a little look here. Oh dear. I do hope it's not up there, because, yeah, it's a little bit boggy. Now what I do see up there is a bit of old rag. Now I wonder if that does lead the way. There's also some like duckboard there, possibly indicating a path. And actually just there, centre of frame, there is some things hanging from the tree, some offerings. It's like a shell tied up there. And check this out, someone's left a crystal. So, question is it down there or along that path a little bit more? I've got plenty of time, let's go check out that path. Let's see if there's another access point, because, yeah. Now, here along the path, there is a lot more things hanging from the tree. Offerings made. Like nylon ties. A peg? An old peg, that's random. So there's a lot more hanging here. Look, there's a little like wicker star. That's very cool. I hope we're not going into like the Blair Witch Project or something. Some like strange offerings. That's like a stick from you know, like an ice cream, like a lollipop stick. Nailed into the tree. How random's that? Now there is a path that heads in this direction, just over this stream. I am wearing my boots, just in case of extreme terrain, so I might go up here a little bit. This obviously isn't a well, this is just a stream, so maybe people have mistaken this for the well, I don't know. Okay, let's go up there. Let's... Yep, that's Boggy. What I don't have up here is any phone signal whatsoever, so let's hope that catastrophe doesn't strike the theBriceSide, because I'm going to be stuck. Alright. Okay, we're across that bit. I get the feeling it's just going to get boggier and boggier. Oh man. Is that firm enough for me to step down there, I wonder? Oh. Why do I do these things? Okay, that's relatively firm. Alright. Now, although I said I had no phone signal, which I don't, Shelley does know where I am. So if I'm not back in like 3 or 4 days, she'll come out looking for me. Oh, whoa. Alright. Yep, that's deep. My goodness. Maybe I should have gone the other way with those duck boards. This is a little bit ridiculous. Oh. Alright. Ow, brambles. Oh, nuts. I don't know if I can get through here, to be honest. I might have to go back the other way and see if the other way is the correct way. Right, I think we'll head back in the other direction and try and pick up that other trail that we came across in the first place. Always go with your gut. Always go with the first thing you see. Oh. All right. Okay, right, back out onto firmer ground. So let's head back to the first pathway that I saw, which again was very boggy. Right, so we are back at that first path. Let's go a little bit further on and see if there's any improvement in the terrain. Right, there are some stepping stones here and the remnant of an old bit of duckboarding, which is still doing its job for me anyway. Oh man. Okay, well. Okay, that's relatively firm. A little bit more sunken duckboard. Yeah, oh, whoa. Oh dear, well, that's very deep. But that's firm, that's a big chunk of granite there. Alright. Maybe this is the way. Hopefully this is the way in. Ooh! Ooh! Okay! I'm alright. The BriceSide is good. Should have brought some wet wipes with me. Because I've got very muddy hands. Let's continue on. The spirit of adventure is too strong for me to turn my back on. We will be triumphant. Somehow. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. That's not good. Oh, look at this. Oh. Now, if I fall into this and get very muddy and very wet, I might be a bit shocked and upset to start with. But you know what? I would laugh a lot. Okay, we've connected back up to that duckboard trail. Although again it is submerged. This bit's okay. Well, this path is certainly much more open than the other one, so I would say that this is correct. Now, this looks a bit boggy. I might have to put the camera down for a minute, as I might need both hands. Okay, I made it through there, and I definitely needed both hands. That was treacherous. But now we must go on, and this it doesn't really get any better. I wonder if this is a video I should have saved for the summer. Maybe. Okay, this is a little bit firmer, although still very boggy, but we did make it through that extreme section, and off in the distance I do believe I see some of those rags, those offerings tied to a tree. That's got to be it. That has to be the sacred well. One thing is for sure, this trail, this pilgrimage if you will, is not for the faint of heart or those who are not particularly stable and balanced on their feet. Right, over to there, that's not too bad. Oh dear, that's a bit deep. I'm good. If you want to come up here yourself, actually once you find the correct trail, it's not hard to find, but what I will say is that you most certainly need welly boots. I've never been up here in the summer, so it might be a little bit less boggy in the summer, but certainly in the winter, it's February 2022, it is very boggy. So we made it. This is the holy well of Madron, the sacred well. Now there is a sign, let me just zoom in on it. It's very covered in, it's all covered up in like undergrowth. But that does say that this is the holy well. There's all the rags, the offerings up on the trees. There's a couple up there behind me. Now I think the proper name for these rags, these offerings, I think they're called clouties. I think. Don't quote me on that. If you know the name, then let me know in the comments below, because actually I'm quite interested. But there they are. Now I read online that there are some granite blocks down there that kind of form the structure of the well. It's a natural spring. It doesn't. I don't believe that the granite like goes deep. I think it just kind of marks where the top of the spring is. But it's obviously way too boggy and too flooded to see anything significant in there. And I'm certainly not going in there. So this well has been long revered as a place of healing, and apparently back in the day, although I suppose you could still do it, someone who had an ailment, someone who was unwell with whatever disease, etc., would come to the well. They would enter it naked 3 times, then they would go around like the head of the well 3 times, I think in a clockwise direction, and then leave a rag like that's up on these branches that they would have torn off of their clothes. So if you had like a bit of a gammy leg, you might tear a piece of your trouser leg off and tie it to the tree. So of course, over time, as that material rotted away and deteriorated, your ailment was supposed to heal. And there is something very peaceful about this place. You can pick up the ancient vibes. I assume that it wouldn't have been as overgrown as it is to get to back in the day. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. If you had an ailment, would you come up here to the Madron well, strip off, get in 3 times, and then go around the head of the well in a clockwise direction, and then get out? And I think then actually what you did after you left your offering, your piece of rag from your clothes, I think you went up to a small hillock somewhere. Was it called St. Madron's Bed? I'm not 100% sure where that is. And you would maybe go and lie down up there for a little while, I'm not sure. I think there's birds up there. I think they find it interesting too. Or they're probably just thinking, what the heck is that guy doing down there in a bog? It's quite nice to see as well that the sort of non-mainstream religions are alive and well. You know, the fact that people still leave offerings to this day, I think is a testament to the fact that this is still a site, a holy site that is utilised. Pretty neat. Some good holy water. Right, well, one thing concerns me. I've got to get back out. So wish me luck. One last look of the holy well before we move on and try and find the remains of the 12th century chapel. I must say, when I did put my hand into the water, it did seem very clean. You know, very like fresh and clean, I must say. But then I suppose being a spring, I suppose it would be. But so I can understand why people would sort of revere it as very sort of spiritual holy water. Okay, let's get back out to the path. Yep, it is that deep. Whew. All right, we made it. I didn't really want to sink to the point of death and then be discovered sort of 4,000 years into the future as some sort of bog man. Luckily that didn't happen to the BriceSide today. Let's go find this chapel. Just passing by the second way in that I found, which didn't really work out. So maybe when it's less overgrown, perhaps in the summer it'll be more overgrown, wouldn't it? Oh, I don't know. It would be less boggy in the summer, I assume. Moving on. So it can't be too far because it's only about 200 yards away from the well. Oh, I can see it. There it is. All right. So it's believed that this 12th century Christian chapel was built over the remains of a much earlier pagan site. Now what's unusual about this chapel is that the doorway is on the north side, the north face of the chapel. Now that's unusual for Christian churches. I believe they're normally on the west. So a door on the north side of a church, chapel, was quite often considered to be the devil's door. So I don't know why the door was built on the north side of this building, but there it is. So we'll do a little circle of it. I came from that gate. The Holy Well is about 200 yards in that direction, and there is the north facing entrance, again very unusual for Christian architecture. So let's take a little walk around the remnant of this chapel. bird there tweeting up in the trees. That's nice. So yeah, here we are back around the north side. So let's go in. So straight ahead of us on the right hand side is the font. Now looking, actually that's interesting. So that hole, I assume water, yeah it must be, water must have come down from there into this font. Now I did read as well that the water supply was the same as, the same source as the well. So everything's all connected here, water-wise. But yeah, so here is the font on the southwest end of the building. So from the font, we head east to the altar. Now, this is a very large slab of granite, and actually people have left some offerings on it. Look, some daffodils have just been placed there. Like a big circular, what am I talking about? Square cutaway there. Oh look, some writing, what does that say? Gosh, what does that, I can't make that out. Oh, and some more here, wow. Wow, if anyone knows, if anyone has any more information about this, then do drop a comment down below, because that fascinates me. Is that a W or is it an M? Is it an M or a W? It looks like a H, maybe? Wow. 12th century, so this former chapel is what, 800 years old? So we've got some seating along the sides and the rear. Very cool. Actually, if you look up there, I thought I could hear like a little bell, a little chime. Someone's actually tied an offering to the branch above. So this altar was dedicated to St. Madron, but St. Madron is often considered a Christianized sort of corruption of the Celtic mother goddess Madron. So that's kind of interesting. The pagan goddess was had its gender changed to male, and it became St. Madron. So there we go. Dedicated to St. Madron. But was this the former place of worship to Madron, Mother Goddess? Very interesting. I wonder how many people would have come through this door and sat on these like benches to worship here. Presumably the walls would have been a little bit higher. It would have been a roof on top of some description, maybe a thatched roof. I don't know. And I wonder how long it's been abandoned. I wonder how long it was active for as a chapel. So we know it was a pagan site prior, so that would have been active for many years, many centuries, who knows, millennia, I don't know. And then this chapel which is about 800 years old, was built on top. Oh yeah, I wonder how long it was active for as a chapel. Perhaps as the churches were built in Madron village itself, maybe this became less used and it just fell into disrepair. I'm only speculating here, I have no idea why this chapel would have ceased operations. And this place then just slowly gave way to time. Time and tide. Very interesting. Alright, heading out. So we're going to leave the video there. What a super interesting place to come to. I do highly recommend coming up to the well, although you'll definitely need welly boots. And this chapel. It's very quiet and peaceful. So as always, do give the video a big thumbs up. Do subscribe to theBriceSide, it really does help the channel grow. Hit the notification bell and you'll never miss out on any video that we put up. We are on social media, we're on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, had to remember then, at theBriceSide, so check us out there as well. And that's pretty much it. So from us to you, cheers and gone. Just found some more offerings on the top wall. There are offerings everywhere up here. Not sure what that structure is, but apparently the well did used to supply water to Madron and Penzance. Again, leave a comment down below if you know. Some access point maybe, or a drain. Obviously filled in with stones. I don't know, something to do with the old water system from Madron and Penzance.